Hey guys! So I was browsing Facebook the other day and I came across this post. And being a person who has been diagnosed with clinical depression, this post really bothers me. I totally get the intention behind it. This is supposed to raise awareness for people who have depression. And I agree that people who experience this are not weak. Well, mentally not weak. Which is an awesome message. However, I think it's going about it the completely wrong way, especially guilting people into sharing your post on their wall. Since, sharing things on your wall is... Anyway, to me, this post makes mental illness seem noble. I don't have depression because I've been trying to remain strong for too long. Although, I'm pretty damn strong. We all go through different hardships in life, and the factors that led to my depression can be radically different from the factors that led to someone else's depression. I have a great life. I have crazy, awesome family. I have great friends. I can watch as much Netflix as I want. Hell, I just got a new TV by going to the Ellen DeGeneres show. We're like this. Shouldn't see me in the audience, but it's important to remember that depression, anxiety, and panic attacks are not solely indicative of your upbringing. We forget when we read this post that depression is a mental illness, and this illness often leads to anxiety and panic attacks. Recent studies have even further proven that depression can be linked to a chemical imbalance in the brain, which is a whole complex topic that we won't even touch on right now. This post, to me, is basically saying almost everyone has depression. This makes my illness seem like something that I should control and just get over, because everyone has it, right? No! What we have to understand is just because someone has experienced anxiety, a panic attack, or depression does not mean that they have a clinical issue. Sure, you're gonna get depressed after a death in the family, or a breakup. He still loves me, right? That's normal. But what's not normal is not being capable of getting out of that sadness, or being continually sad for what seems like no reason at all. My therapist gave me this great analogy of depression being like a person trying to run up a downward moving escalator. And the faster that person runs, the faster the escalator moves. So you're basically working your butt off to stay in the exact same place. Recently, I've been having a hard time, so I opened up to a coworker and told them that I've been feeling a little depressed lately. And they responded by telling me that I should stop moping around and get out more. Seriously? To which the only thing I can really say is this. It does not matter if you are in public or you are by yourself. The only difference is that when you are in public, you have to pretend for people's sake that you are totally having a great time. So you don't get those questions like, are you okay? Why aren't you having a good time? You're no fun anymore. What's wrong with you? Why can't you just get over it? And pretending to be okay for other people is exhausting. Okay, Bree, so what's your point? We're getting there. According to the CDC, 9% of American adults show signs of having depression, and 3% have major depressive disorder. Not exactly a third, it's more like 1/10. Over 80% of these people are not getting any specific kind of treatment. And what's really bothersome is studies show that up to 80% of these people could be successfully treated with a combination of therapy and medication. That's like someone telling you that you have an 80% chance of winning the lottery if you just buy a ticket. The real issue is not making people who have depression aware that other people have depression, because we already know that other people have depression. Because then that makes you feel like their depression is more legitimate than your depression because they've gone through all this really hard stuff and my stuff is nothing compared to their stuff. So I must be depressed for no reason at all. Make them even more aware that what they have is treatable. So much we focus on the negative stories with depression. We associate depression with suicide or attempted suicide. It's rare that you see a success story from depression being promoted. I've had depression 3 times. I was really depressed and I didn't feel like I was going to get out. But I got medication and I got therapy. All 3 of those times, I've gotten better. I had a friend who had depression and he knew that he had depression and he was miserable. But he didn't want to get any help because he never thought that he would get better. We need to make people feel that their depression is a legitimate mental illness. Because that's what it is. It's not feeling sorry for yourself. It's not being weak. It's not moping around. It is an illness. Not getting treatment is like seeing someone you love break their arm and then refusing to get them a cast. And don't cheapen people's pain by telling them that 1/3 of people are going through what they're going through. Because you know what? They're not. Which is just honestly a completely inaccurate statement that does nothing for people who are struggling. Let's make a post that says 8 out of 10 people with depression lead happy, normal lives when treating their illness with a combination of medication and therapy. Or even better, let's call attention to the accessibility of mental health care in this country. If you want to support people with depression, don't post some vague status on your Facebook wall. Help them get treatment. According to an article I found in USA Today, Americans pay about $444 billion on mental illness per year. So if you think that mental illness is not affecting you, think again. The reason we pay so much is because we don't address the issue early on. We wait until people are suicidal and they have to be hospitalized or they're in prison because their mental illness has disrupted their life thus far, which is costing us more money in the long run if we just would have taken care of the problem earlier on, and we can't ignore them any longer. I've left some awesome links to articles in the comments below if you want to know more about depression. If you're like me and you have depression, or if you know someone who has depression and you see that they're struggling, please just go get some help. You don't have to live your life sad all the time. And remember, you're not depressed. You have depression. Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with it, but it doesn't make who you are. So tell me what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Keep in mind that I am not a doctor. I don't have any kind of medical training. I can't help you there. Well, I'll see you next time.